When we reflect on ancient Rome, visions of power, opulence, and unrestrained indulgence often arise. Among the figures of this era, Marcus Aurelius stands out as a paragon of absolute authority. As the Emperor of Rome, he commanded a formidable army and held sway over the vast expanses of the known world. With such power, Marcus could have succumbed to any imaginable pleasure, whether sensual delights or material extravagance, all without repercussion. Yet, unlike many rulers of his time and those of modern days, who often fall prey to the allure of power, Marcus Aurelius charted a different course. He chose a life of discipline, introspection, and moral uprightness, tenets deeply ingrained in the philosophy of Stoicism. Before we dive deeper into the profound teachings of Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic approach to mastering indifference, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. This will keep you updated with more insightful content like this, helping you navigate life's challenges with wisdom and composure. Marcus Aurelius and the temptation of power. It's fascinating to imagine what it must have been like for Marcus Aurelius to live as the ruler of the Roman Empire. He could have had any woman he desired. He could have spent his days in a constant state of revelry, drinking and partying, like so many other rulers before and after him. His son, Commodus, fell into that trap, indulging in orgies, excessive use of alcohol, and even taking pleasure in the sadistic spectacles at the Colosseum, where blood sports and cruelty were a source of entertainment for the Roman elite. However, Marcus Aurelius, despite the temptations surrounding him, remained grounded. He resisted the pull of momentary pleasures, understanding that these indulgences would not bring him lasting fulfillment. Instead, he turned inward, battling with himself to live a virtuous life, a battle he recorded in his personal journal, Meditations. This book, which was never meant for publication, became a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a guiding light for many who sought wisdom in the centuries that followed. The essence of Stoicism: control and indifference. At the core of Stoicism lies a fundamental distinction: the separation between what we can control and what we cannot. The Stoics observe that life presents us with two types of events: those we can influence and those that are beyond our control. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, begins his work, Enchiridion, with this very notion, explaining that most things in life are simply not up to us. These uncontrollable factors include everything from the behavior of others to our material possessions, the economy, and even our own health. However, what is within our control is our reaction to these events, the perspective we choose to adopt. Consider modern life for a moment. How often do we get upset over things like a colleague's rude behavior, an unexpected financial setback, or even a negative comment on social media? We expend tremendous emotional energy on things that, no matter how hard we try, we cannot change. The Stoics argue that this is a waste of our mental resources. Rather than becoming agitated by things outside of our control, we should focus our attention on what truly matters: our own actions, our own thoughts, and how we choose to respond to external circumstances. Epictetus's wisdom: what really disturbs us? Epictetus taught that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about those events. This insight is revolutionary when we think about how we handle stress in our daily lives. Imagine for a moment that you lose your job. For many, this would be a devastating experience, filled with anxiety about the future. But Epictetus would argue that the event, the job loss, is not inherently distressing. What makes it distressing is the meaning we attach to it. If we choose to see it as a personal failure or a sign of impending doom, we will be overwhelmed by fear. But if we reframe the event as an opportunity for growth or a new beginning, our reaction shifts dramatically. In this way, Stoicism invites us to practice emotional detachment, not from life itself, but from the outcomes that we cannot influence. It doesn't mean that we stop caring about our lives or the people around us. On the contrary, Stoicism teaches us to care deeply but wisely, directing our emotional energy towards things that are within our power to change. This mindset of emotional resilience is what the Stoics refer to as indifference. Marcus Aurelius's battle with himself. Returning to Marcus Aurelius, it's clear that his reign was a constant exercise in practicing Stoic principles. His meditations provide an intimate glimpse into the mind of a ruler struggling to live by Stoic ideals in a world filled with distractions and moral temptations. One of his most famous passages is a reflection on the people he would inevitably encounter throughout his day. Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil. This simple act of anticipating difficulties and preparing himself mentally for them is a form of premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization, a key Stoic practice. By envisioning the worst-case scenarios, Marcus Aurelius was able to brace himself for adversity, and as a result, maintain his composure and sense of inner peace when faced with inevitable challenges. In modern terms, this practice could be compared to preparing for a difficult meeting or anticipating criticism from others. By imagining the challenges ahead of time, you're not caught off guard when they arise. Instead, you are mentally prepared, which allows you to navigate the situation with greater calm and rationality. The practice of emotional detachment. One of the greatest misconceptions about Stoicism is that it advocates for emotional suppression, but this couldn't be further from the truth. The Stoics understood that emotions are a natural part of being human. What they emphasized, however, was the importance of not allowing our emotions to control us. Instead, we must learn to control how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius writes in Meditations that it's not the emotion itself that decides our mood, but the position we take towards that emotion. This distinction is crucial. Stoicism doesn't deny the existence of emotions like anger, fear, or sadness, but it teaches us to be aware of them without letting them dominate our actions or thoughts. In this way, Stoicism can be seen as an early form of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, a modern psychological practice that encourages individuals to challenge and reframe their negative thoughts. Just as in CBT, where we're taught to recognize irrational thoughts and replace them with healthier perspectives, Stoicism teaches us to observe our emotions without judgment and to consciously decide how to respond. Practical Stoic exercises for modern life. While Stoicism is an ancient philosophy, its practices are more relevant today than ever before. In a world filled with distractions, social media, and constant demands on our time, the Stoic exercises of premeditatio malorum and memento mori offer practical tools for navigating life's challenges with greater resilience and clarity. Take, for example, the concept of memento mori, the reminder of death. To many, this may seem like a morbid thought, but for the Stoics, it was a powerful motivator to live life to its fullest. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the impermanence of life, not to instill fear, but to inspire action. By remembering that life is short, we are encouraged to focus on what truly matters. and to avoid wasting time on trivial pursuits. In our modern lives, this could mean prioritizing relationships, pursuing meaningful work, or even taking time to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Knowing that our time is limited, it's a call to live intentionally, to make the most of every moment, and to avoid getting bogged down by the noise of everyday distractions. The view from above, gaining perspective. Another powerful Stoic exercise is the view from above, a practice that involves imagining yourself as a small part of the vast universe. When we step back and see our lives from a broader perspective, we realize how insignificant many of our daily worries truly are. This practice helps to reduce the weight of personal problems by reminding us that we are just one small part of a much larger whole. In today's fast-paced world, where we often get caught up in the stresses of work, finances, or social dynamics, taking the view from above can provide a much-needed sense of perspective. It allows us to see the bigger picture and to focus on what really matters, rather than being overwhelmed by minor setbacks. Stoicism in modern psychology. The principles of Stoicism have found their way into modern psychological practices, particularly in the realm of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Aaron T. Beck, the founder of CBT, recognized the parallels between Stoic philosophy and the techniques used in CBT to help individuals regulate their emotions and reframe their thoughts. Both Stoicism and CBT emphasize the idea that it's not external events that cause us distress, but rather our interpretations of those events. By challenging irrational or negative thoughts and focusing on what we can control, we can improve our emotional well-being and navigate life's challenges more effectively. Embracing the power of indifference. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that the power of indifference is not about disengagement from life, but about mindful detachment from things we cannot control. This doesn't mean we stop caring about the world around us. Rather, we learn to channel our energy into what truly matters. By focusing on our own actions and reactions, we free ourselves from the emotional turmoil that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This mindset, when embraced, can lead to a more peaceful, fulfilling life, where we are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances, but are guided by our own inner principles. In essence, Stoicism offers a timeless toolkit for mastering life's challenges, emphasizing control, emotional resilience, and the profound power of indifference to external events. This philosophy equips us to navigate difficult interactions, overcome personal setbacks, and maintain equilibrium in a turbulent world. By adopting these practices, we not only survive but thrive, turning everyday trials into opportunities for growth and inner strength. Thank you for watching this video. If you found these insights valuable, please like and comment below with "Indifference is power" to remind us all of the strength found in Stoic calm. Share this video with friends and family to spread the transformative ideas of Stoicism. Let's cultivate a community of calm, resilience, and understanding together.